Go.
We're live. Welcome to the podcast. We got forceful notes of politics and religion, rent bearers. We're balanced lately with topical humor and sarcasm to keep this podcast very listenable. It is one big, beautiful podcast bomb. That's all I got for this week.
All right. Well, I would just like to thank everyone for listening. And also, I regret to inform you that Lisa Stell could not join us today. However, she does express her well wishes to everyone listening. Thanks, everyone. See you later.
All right. So the second podcast, we still haven't really rehearsed very much, but I did get a beer that was a lot stronger than I thought, so could help.
That's pretty cool.
Could hurt. I don't know.
All right. Well, then let's start it off. I have a question.
Okay.
All right. So everyone sneezes, right? It's kind of like one of those given things that happens when you get a bug or something. But when you sneeze, everyone says, bless you, or God bless you. And I'm wondering why. Why do they do that?
Well, because back in the day, you know, when you sneeze, the devil comes out of you and you got to banish it back into you or something like that. Or there's a moment of weakness.
Oh, yeah, way back in the day. So why are we doing it now? Isn't that like some kind of weird social evolutionary automatic response thing that it should be obsolete, but isn't?
Well, there's probably a few of those, you know, think about it.
Well, yeah, there might be, but I mean, I'm talking about this one. When someone sneezes, I don't want to have to say bless you. I mean, for the obvious reasons, I don't want to bless them. How do I bless someone? Bless you.
Well,
Bless you, my son. They're not lesser than me. Think about the word bless. Be less. I'm not trying to call anyone as, do I have any power over their sneeze?
what if we're wrong, though, and then the devil gets in? All because you didn't take the bare, you didn't do the bare minimum there and just to say bless you.
The bare minimum.
The bare minimum.
Pat myself on the back for an unreciprocated social response.
Well, yeah, that's the point.
Over and over again. It's like going to church every week for the same lessons, but it's not every week. It's every time someone sneezes. So it's like, okay, I went to church this day, and then 2.5 days later, someone sneezes, and I'm back at church. Seriously? No. I mean, that's my opinion. I think it's a worthless response, and I think that people only do it out of habit and convenience, and I think it should be stopped 100%.
We should organize some kind of direct action.
Heck yeah, I'd sign a petition and have my 2.5 week reminder that I'm a part of a social group or some. I don't even know. I was trying to make a.
I can't go to hell. I wish every single person that God bless you. What? This is outrageous.
It doesn't matter if I didn't wear my mask. I said bless you.
On the 100 trillionth chance that they got it right, you're going to really want that heavenly salad bar.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Is there a guarantee there's going to be a salad bar? Honest question.
That's true, too. I mean, what if you're sarcastic when you say it?
Oh man, do I get less points?
I don't know.
Maybe. No, I mean that was just.
Excuse me.
No, Gesundheit. Like saying something different makes it better.
What does Gesundheit mean?
I don't know. Actually, I got Gesundheit from my 7th grade literature teacher. Yeah. She said gesundheit instead of bless you.
Oh.
And I thought that was better than bless you at 7th grade. Hint, hint, I probably have issues with growing up in a church.
Well, hey, yeah, I just looked it up. Gesundheit was borrowed from German, where it literally means health. It was formed by a combination of gesund, which is healthy, and heit, which is hood. Wishing a person good health when they sneeze was traditionally believed to forestall the illness that a sneeze often portends.
You know what? I can actually get behind that. That's science-based. I mean, when you sneeze, your body. I mean, sneezing is an immunological response. Your body is trying to. It identified some foreign agents in your bloodstream or whatever, and is trying to get rid of them.
I'm just gonna.
So wishing someone good health is good business. I like that.
I'm gonna start screaming health at people when they sneeze.
Man, that's
Health!
awesome.
Health!
Health! I like it.
In case the listeners hadn't figured out, our podcast is about sneezing.
Health.
Anyway, feel free to weigh in on this topic.
The worst time that I could try and even start that strategy is when I would encounter it the first time. That's when I'm at work. You really gotta start that movement. I mean, in public or something, right?
We almost sound like Seinfeld. just take this in height. I'm not saying. Anyway,
Yes.
I think we should move on.
Health.
Health.
All right, what do you got?
I guess we could talk some politics about what's going on now. We bombed Syria.
Yeah.
Kind of
That was a great first step.
Transition from sneezing into the bombing of a poor country by
It was a great first step. Let me tell you, coming out of a president that is an obvious con artist, an obvious piece of shit, who didn't care about anything, to someone who says that he cares about everything and then initiates military action.
Well, it's funny though. The language it does do a lot. Now, who's Biden emboldening?
So I know. It's you got to take a look at context. I'm sure there's got to be some context. I haven't read up on it enough. I probably should have, but I didn't because seriously, what kind of context do you get from bombing something?
Well, it's just this shows the hypocrisy of it all. I mean. It was. Don't do that without congressional approval, and then they do it. Like I said, I think he's better in some ways than Trump, but as far as what I would like in a leader, is way off.
Well, he likes people better, but he obviously isn't going to stand up to the military-industrial complex. He obviously isn't going to stand up to, or maybe this is. I mean. Like I said, I haven't read up on it. I don't really have context. Maybe this is standing up to, fascist elements over there. I don't know. I really can't talk about it without looking at it more. And I am unprepared, to say the least.
Well, Jerry, write that down.
No, don't write that down. God damn it! They wrote it down, didn't they?
They did. They did. Damn. So they're coming out with a District 10 sequel to District 9.
Really?
Do you
remember the first one?
Yeah, you remember that one with the bugs?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was like a realistic. What was that movie?
District 9?
Well, no. I'm talking about the original Bug military movie.
Oh, V? No.
No. Seriously, V?
I'm trying to think. I don't know.
Would you like to know more? Would you like to know more?
Oh,
Would you like to?
Spaceship, Starship Troopers.
There we go. I
Yeah.
knew if I quoted it, you'd get it. You're like the master of movie quotes.
What do we do?
Yeah, no, it's I mean, it was a glorified battleship, Starship Troopers. Wow. So everyone listening, be comfortable in the fact that you know that I've probably been drinking something a little bit stronger than the IPA Freeway has.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
okay.
9%. 9%. And yeah, you probably got me beat. Either way. And that brings me to a new segment. Stories about Big AJ.
Oh!
All right, so me and Big AJ, for you listeners, he used to work fair. He was the boss of the crews back in the day. So we went to get some tools, and he's like, I want to get a chainsaw. You remember this story, right?
No, I'm drawing a blank, actually.
All right, so he wanted me to get this little electric chainsaw, and I wanted the big Husqvarna. You know, I told him I'm cutting poles. I'm out there in the field. I can't have no driving a generator out. He said, you can't spend $700 on a chainsaw. It's going to break in like the first day or two. And I assured him that it wouldn't. And so he let me buy it. And then we got back and we went out to we cut the bottoms off of some poles back in the yard. And
hold on, just a minute here. Something came up. I want to remind everyone listening here that Freeway has admitted to drinking tonight, so you really can't take what he's saying seriously. All right, you can continue.
Health. So we go to come back, and Rywa runs over the chainsaw with the dig truck. Like the first day we got it.
Okay,
so I tried to go. Yeah, no, you did it. We all know the truth.
No, you don't even know half the story.
Hold on, Big AJ is actually calling me now. He wants the money back.
All right, so Freeway told a very funny story.
Let me finish.
No. There's a little bit of context you need to know. So we were cutting poles. And we had a brand new chainsaw. It was about a week old, and by the way, it worked like butter. It was so awesome. And we got done cutting the poles close to the end of the workday, and I set the Husqvarna down behind the tire of the 20-foot truck that we were loading the poles in. While we were finishing loading up the last of the poles. And in my mind, I was like, yeah, no, this is a great place to put it, because I was going to pick it up and put it on after we had put the poles on, because you don't want to put a chainsaw on the bed of a truck that you're loading poles on, because it's going to get crushed, right? Well, apparently you also don't want to put it next to a tire, because you might forget about it.
So the funny thing is, then I went and put it back in the case, and then I set it down. I didn't tell him. I just set it there. And then like a day or two later, he's like, hey, can you borrow that chainsaw? I didn't say anything. I just handed him the case. Then he comes back. Oh, man, there's a face on that guy. General Sanchez.
Oh, Big AJ. I miss Big AJ.
I do, too.
Man, you had my hopes up when you said he was calling in.
We all know what happens at full extension, right? Well,
to what?
We all know what happens at full extension.
Oh yeah, we do. We put on our harnesses when Big AJ yells at us.
My little shout out to Marco there.
Marco.
AJ and Marco got in a big fight. It's like, we all know, Marco. We all know what happens at full extension, right? We're not dumb. Marco's like, what? What? You're crazy. Oh man, I miss that guy.
To anyone listening, hold on. There's more context. Context is everything. Back in the day, pot was illegal and it was bad. But these days, pot is legal. And
not at full extension.
full extension, everything's legal. No one cares.
That's true. I think that there might be some basis to that because you're off of the ground at a certain height. I mean, how long? What's the jurisdiction? How does that work exactly? If you get up a certain height, are you still on that jurisdiction? Or like
To be
once you get
fair,
over 50 feet?
we completely ignored OSHA in those days. So I wouldn't know the jurisdiction.
Is it like international air up there? Or I guess probably not.
Probably not. There's probably something saying that something attached to the ground in a geographic location is covering the air up to a certain level, probably 1,000, 2,000 feet. And that was only a 60 or 40-foot boom. 40 foot? 40-foot boom.
40 foot. No. Is it 40?
Yeah.
Had to be more than 40 because Rope Joe's poles were 40 and we could get up above that.
And 60.
Yeah, I think it was 60. With the knuckles.
All right. Oh, yeah.
Ah, that's right. This has got to be so interesting for the people that are listening that have never worked fair and have no clue what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah, no, I absolutely think we should continue this this line. It's perfect. But yeah. So yeah, no, I mean, it's old fair stories. There's a lot of them.
That's a goddamn segment.
That's a goddamn understatement. Is what it is. There's so much that happened in my experience of fair that totally doesn't or does correlate with the real world, because I don't know about anyone else who was there. I just checked out. I wasn't paying attention to the news or classic events, and I sometimes think about that time period and how oblivious I was when I think about how I interact with the world today. I mean, and granted, I was in my 20s, and you're supposed to do shit like that. You're supposed to ignore the world and just be, right? I don't know. Some people do, some people don't.
Oh, it's like a microcosm, you know. Everything's a microcosm of the bigger and the smaller. You know, the fair is a microcosm of the world.
Yeah.
But it was a good place, you know. It was a place for people to go that didn't have places to go, that didn't necessarily have family or friends, or they just wanted to have a good time. But it was a good thing.
No, it's I absolutely love it. I mean, that's where I escaped church. That's where I found people, and yeah, no, I have very fond memories of fair.
The Legion of Crom.
But I mean, you can't really relate to fair because, I mean, like on a real world level, because it's not a true 9 to 5. It's communism.
Pretty much, yeah. You live there. I mean, we really don't even know anyway, because neither of us have done any kind of fair for like over a decade.
Yeah, no, I know. So actually, it's not communism anymore. It's fascism. We forgot about that microcosm.
You know,
and this is the point. Oh, no, I'm not gonna say it.
It's jading, man. Everything's great when you're first there, and then when you leave, you're like, wow, it used to be so much better than it is now. But the people that are there now, that's their better, and then later on they'll be like, oh, this is not as good as it used to be. You know, it has to do with the actual place. It has to do with us.
To be fair, it's kind of like everything else. You get involved with something and it's new at the beginning, and you have all these hopes and all these ideas, and it's all in your mind, but you have all these hopes and ideas that the world is going to be better because of this. And then, you know, cold hard reality just hits in, and after a while, the thoughts and ideas, the hopes and ideas that you had don't actually show up. They don't manifest. And then you're like, well, why? And then you start rationalizing. And I mean, I imagine that mental process is probably similar throughout the entirety of wherever you're at. I mean, you could be a fair, or you could be, starting work at a bank or an investment firm or a hospital, and you have all this ideology that you have when you're in your 20s, and then it just gets crushed through slow, mindless grinding. I think that's kind of what happened. I mean, I think we kind of escaped it a little bit, because I don't know about you. I didn't give a fuck until I needed to give a fuck, which is where I'm currently at. But having that differential of ideology is it's not the worst thing. I mean, I don't feel like my hopes and dreams were crushed. I feel like that was experience. I can draw upon that. I can draw correlations and thoughts, and
Well, it's just a matter of time before we're like, man, remember how cool our podcast used to be back in the day? What the hell happened to them, man?
man, and when that happens, I'm going to be emailing one of our 3 listeners, asking them of their opinion for validation. I'll be like, hey,
Amy, Joanne,
remember?
what do you think?
And I'll probably call Nathaniel or something, and he'd be like, he probably won't answer, and that's fair.
Nate Dogg. Yeah, that's one thing I never, got over a lot. I miss hanging out with everyone. Like, it's fair, you're always hanging out with everyone. And then in the real world, hang out with everyone. I don't know. It's different.
No, it's that was one of the best parts about fair, is that you lived at the place you worked. So at the end of the day, you just hung out, or you did what you wanted to do, or whatever. But I mean, it was a family. It was communism, like pure and simple, like the ideological part of it, except for the capitalistic overtures of fair.
Except for the capitalism.
Yeah, it was communism except for the capitalism. But no, I mean, on a social level, everyone there hung out and shared, and we all knew each other. And out in the real world, you just don't.
Yeah, it seems a lot better. I kind of want it to open again. Like I said, I'm getting together a comedy show. We're gonna take it to the moon there.
Nice.
That'll be good.
Nice.
Maybe I can even get Vinny involved. When he's done with his 2-year quail hunt.
Oh, don't interrupt those. What's a quail hunt?
When you hunt quail.
Oh.
It's not code for anything. That's what he's actually doing.
Yeah. See, now I don't believe you. What is it code for?
Well, you'll have to watch the next podcast to find out that.
Seriously? Dropping on this me now? That was one of the most fluid statements I have ever said.
We need more humor in these things.
Well, we need practice.
Funny jokes?
Yeah. So a woman walks into the bar and asks for a double entendre. The bartender gave her 2. Oh, see, it's funny because I messed it up, and that is specifically for Uncle Andy.
I got one for Uncle Andy. Did I already do the chicken one last week? I don't even remember now. That's gonna be the tough part. I'm gonna tell the same damn joke for every single one of our podcasts.
Wow, that's not gonna get boring. By the way, thank you for being here, Lisa. It's been a pleasure.
We're going to be able to get you on in just a little bit if there's time at the end.
Oh, man. This is going to be great when we get better at it.
You know what the best thing about Switzerland is, right?
No, I don't.
I don't know either, but their flag's a huge plus.
Oh! Actually, that's pretty funny. I like it.
That's all I got. I can't tell these terrible jokes. We're gonna get in trouble here. It doesn't tell me how long this has been recording for. So I have no
Well, I
clue.
mean,
I have no clue how close we are to the end. So I hate it when it cuts off, and then we don't wrap it up.
all right. Well, let me wrap it up with a possible copyright infringement. This is the end. My only friend, the end. This is the end. All right. So someone should ban me from singing in future podcasts.
I like it. Hey, maybe that's your true calling.
Hey-o. All right. I'm going to sing in every podcast.
Good.
Until people tell me not to.
I will not. So how about distance learning? How's that going for you?
It's working out.
What?
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I enjoy having my kid around. But I also think that she would probably benefit more from having social interaction with her peers. So it's one of those things.
Yeah,
I would actually prefer the latter.
Yeah, that is the hard part. I got all three of mine here, all of them on distance learning, running around. But yeah, I mean, like the grades that they're in, the lower grade, like sixth grade, third grade, all that. It's more about, like you said, the social interaction than the actual learning. And my kids are smart. Yeah. They'll learn anything. It's not.
Yeah, I mean, mine finishes her work at about noon, give or take. Maybe a little bit after some days, but mostly before noon. So the rest of the afternoon, I don't have to drive and pick her up, and we can use that time to play video games or do whatever we're gonna do. I mean, I like it. It's not the worst thing at all, but that's not how she's going to learn about the world. And as a parent, I think she actually should learn about the world more than just having fun at home. And that's just my opinion. So I look forward to going back to a sense of normalcy for that reason.
Yeah, I think we're getting there. But yeah, I'd love kids to be gone all day. Thank you very much. But no, I mean, it's been fun having them around. But like I said, I can't do what strangers, like other kids and other adults can do. Kids are going to be a certain way around their parents if it's not how they are.
So exactly.
They're not at liberty to be how they are in a way. So I think I don't know. Some part of me thinks it's detrimental. Part of me thinks because it's different and it was a change from the norm that they'll be that somehow stronger because of it, better in a way because of it.
Well, I mean, we're going to refer to the time of COVID, and yeah, that should provide social awareness, and if you do it right, or it could be like, those people were wearing masks and they were crazy, or something. I don't know. It's just how you look at it and perceive it and communicate it.
Why not? I can introduce you. You can say hi. You can give us your own experiences about. And he's shaking his head vehemently at me. Anyway, okay. Well, we almost had a special guest.
Who was it? Connor?
2 years and we can have a special guest, Freeway. He'll be back, baby. Anyway, I wanted from before, I forgot, I didn't finish. I want to give a shout out to all you listeners that raised their glasses for some of the people we lost. Marco, one of our good friends,
cheers.
Being one of them. I mean, there's too many to even list them all. The captain, Matthew, on and on, Stephanie. There's a lot of people we lost from fair over the year. It's one of the hard parts about having so many people that you know and are friends with is that inevitably you lose a lot of them. So, yeah, glasses raised.
Cheers.
They're my fireworks sound effects. I hope those come through good.
Yeah, as well. I mean, it sounded like speakers misfiring, but
Oh, yeah, huh?
that's apt in my opinion.
That's what it
That's
was.
somehow very apt.
I'm going to grab a beer here. You go ahead and throw all the audience for a moment.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say I got no more jokes. Thanks for listening. If you actually made it through this entire thing, and yeah, I hope you guys have a good one. Cheers until the next one.
That was good. I walk
Yeah,
away
I
for a
know.
second, and you're delivering gold on here, man.
I know. It's just like John Oliver blowing up the 2020 sign. That's how I felt, anyways.
That's code for something.
All right, guys. Thanks.
We hope we get better at this and continue to do it. I think we're gonna be doing one every 2 weeks, so twice a month. I'm gonna write down like 4 or 5 horrible jokes to say on the next one.
Promises.
That way we're getting the jokes in. I got hold on. I got another one here. Hold on 1 second. Oh God, these are awful. I'm scrolling. I can't find any of them. Oh. All right, I'm not saying any of these jokes. We're gonna move on. All right. Well, join us next time. Oh yeah, we need a name for this podcast. But he always is like, oh, what's it called? I'm like, oh, we don't have a name. And they're like, oh, cool.
Yeah, name us, guys. Put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments, Amy and Joanne.
Good night, guys.
All right, we'll see you next time.